Ladies and gentlemen, now on the Cavaliers of the weekend, we got, a little bit lucky, managed to pull ourselves a 5-star Namor, and from the Summoner Appreciation calendar, we had a 5-star Mutant Awakening gem, and I've been waiting for this day for a very, very long time, so I also had about 200 signature stones saved up, so we chucked it all into Namor, man, now rank 5 Sig 200, and in today's video, I'm going to show you why I've taken Namor up to rank 5 Sig 200, as opposed to the 6-star version, because that was a very debated question, but that signature ability, man, is way too good. It is just absolutely insane. With Namor's awakened ability, as long as we're attacking the opponent, any damage we would take, we don't take any of it, and the opponent takes all of it. So in the Havok matchup, for example, you can see whenever the plasma detonations go off, we are taking no damage, and Havok is taking the 4k detonation. And on like a 6-star Act 6 Havok, 4k on Havok isn't like a crazy amount, but 4k on Namor, my champion, or like any 5-star champion, that is a good like 20% of your hit points there. So yeah, just getting a crazy amount of value off this awakened ability so far, additionally kind of pumping up our damage output. But if you've watched any Namor gameplay so far, you might know that Namor is a big ramp up champion. He's all about like those special 3 chain on combos, so again for a special 3 here, then with most opponents with a rank 5 Namor, like an Act 6, all you need to do is use a special 3 and then a special 2, and the game is won. And our stacks of outrage are almost built up to 30, and as soon as they hit 30, we're going to enter Imperious Rex, and when we do that, we gain a massive surge of power and can just spam our special attacks. So we're going in here for a little counter, go straight into a special 2, finish that man off with absolute miles of overkill there. So yeah, just a really straightforward matchup against an absolutely stacked version of Havok, which is certainly what we like to see. However, I want to do a couple of fights just to showcase the rank 5 Namor damage output potential, because we need to go into Realm of Legends to really explore this, because when it does come to Labyrinth of Legends, Namor's damage output is a little bit gimped just because of the damage cap. You can't like properly see his damage output there. Like, he's okay for Labyrinth of Legends, but he just doesn't really shine in that content in comparison to how this champion performs in modes of gameplay like Realm of Legends, Act 6, and all sorts of variant content as well, man. He's very, very good for variant too. So yeah, Namor again is a bit of a slow starting champion. We're looking to get to the special 3 and also about 29 stacks of Imperious Rex, so we can throw the first special 3, go into Imperious Rex, throw a second special 3, and then use a heavy attack to get a third special 3, essentially having like a triple fury, so that's like 900% more attack, and then just hammering in with some special attacks and a combo. So here we go for the very first special 3 against Juggernaut. There we get the 12% bonus damage, so at the moment he's on 92%. This is going to take him down a fair bit, but really it's just the chain of the special 3 with Namor, man. And when playing Namor, it's a little bit hard to not get sick of looking at the special 3 animation, just because he does use it so much, especially if you're looking to take down really big and really chunky opponents. But in your average fight, like outside of Realm of Legends, all you really do need is one special 3. So that's, a bit of a saving grace of the champion outside of Realm of Legends. But in Realm of Legends, you want to go maximum Namor and get 3 special 3s in a row. So we parry, went straight into a heavy attack, special 3 as soon as we landed that heavy attack, allows us to get triple fury, and then all we need to do now is dash into the Juggernaut, fire off that special 2, pray that one of the last hits grants us the stun so we can chain on like another special 2. So we go in, we get the stun there, 100k, go for a heavy attack straight into special 2, and unfortunately we didn't get a stun and can't chain on a special 1 now, so we just need to go for some standard hits, but we still have the 900% fury, so we still got a lot of damage. You can see that was a 23k crit there, a 17k crit on a light attack, and then we finish off the fight with a special 1. So yeah, a really tiny little kill against Realm of Legends Juggernaut. Again, not perfect RNG there, but still a really, really good takedown. And while we're on the subject of Realm of Legends and absolutely massive health pools, I thought I'd take Namor against Realm of Legends Wolverine just to see if he had the ability to outdamage Wolverine without the suicide masteries, and whether or not the burst cycle that Namor has would be enough damage to contend with Wolverine's regeneration, because Namor, to a certain extent, he's a little bit, reliant on having the crits on the special 2 when it does come to these bigger matchups. So that's just something to keep in mind with Namor, man, is that because your specials are hitting so hard, like having the special 2, especially crit, is very important to Namor's damage output. Very similar to Sunspot as well, because if you don't get the big crit on Sunspot special 2, then you're missing so much damage output comparatively speaking. So here on Wolverine, we've built up to the special 3. I've also fully drained his power, and this is something, if you're you're looking to set up the ideal burst setup you want to do, because then it allows you, like, after the third special 3 to dash into the opponent with no worries, and then chain on a special 2. This is just because during Imperious Rex, the special 2 is unblockable, so it means if you dash at the opponent, you can easily intercept them with a special 2 and not have to worry about them, like, countering with a block. But I think we do it in the Wolverine matchup. We certainly did it in the Juggernaut matchup. So yeah, it's just a common tactic that you'll see on these bigger fights here. So we've got the first Fury. We're going for a 3 combo just to get our power up a little bit more, and a little bit too early on that one for the bonus, unfortunately. But this is going to be our second Fury, granting us 600% increased attack. Then all we need to do is parry and then land a heavy attack to get the additional power, to get our third special 3, and then go into the big bursty phase here. We fire off our heavy attack, special 3 at exactly the same time, get the bonus 12% damage on this one, so absolutely beautiful here. Again, this is, you know, looking at the special 3 so many times when playing Namor, but now, boys, we are in business. We want to charge at Wolverine as soon as we get out of this one, intercept with a special 2. You can see it's unblockable. We got a crit, 110,000 damage there. Unfortunately, we didn't get the stun, so we couldn't heavy there. We still have the Furies. We went straight into a special 1 after that, so the bleed's dealing a lot of damage and also mitigating regeneration a little bit. But because we have the Fury, and the Fury is so good, we just absolutely smoke Wolverine. So that was a really good matchup in the end. Now, this Juggernaut Spider-Man matchup, I think was one of my favorites, man. I think I had a proper little chuckle at the end of this one, and this is just to show you, even without like the 3 special 3s in a row, like, Namor has so much damage output and so much reach. And also, I do want to say that I'm not 100% the best Namor player, because again, like, I'm a little bit of a rookie when it comes to this champion and using him in content. So if you are a Namor pro that's just been playing this champion non-stop for the last few months, and you have some tips and tricks that we might be missing in this video, please do let me know, because again, I feel like I got a fairly basic handle on Namor, but I don't know exactly if I'm doing like the optimal rotation or what stuff is best, because there does seem to be a bit of debate on how many special 3s you should use. Some people think 2, some people think 3, some people think 4, and I've kind of found personally that 3 is kind of the sweet spot for me. But yeah, again, I don't know, man, so let me know what you think if you are a pro Namor player. However, the Juggernaut Spider-Man is at 75%, and this is a beautiful kill. We just did the heavy attack just before the special 3 in order to disable his AI. We're going to go straight into Imperious Rex as well, so we intercept with a special 2 and take that man down. All crits, absolutely beautiful lineup there. So yeah, that was a fantastic performance from Namor on that matchup. As you're going to see, outside of Realm Legends, at least to the best of my knowledge and experience so far, the best rotation for Namor kind of seems to be to get to a special 3 and get as close as you possibly can to Imperious Rex, and then throw the special 3, trigger Imperious Rex, and then use a special 2, and the game is pretty much over in the majority of the Act 6 matchups. Next up, we got the Hyperion matchup, and there's nothing like too special for this dude, but with Namor, like, one of the things you want to do is try and trigger as much outrage as possible. So most of the time against like Hyperion, we're just going in with like 2 combos or 3 combos, depending on like what I feel is kind of right to go for at the time, because the goal with Namor is to get to the special 3 and also 30 stacks of Imperious Rex, but you want to be like just below that before you throw off your first special 3, to make sure all your power isn't consumed by triggering Imperious Rex, because as soon as you trigger Imperious Rex, you get 3 bars of power anyway. So yeah, you need to use that just before. You can see here like 29 stacks, man. I just had to use that. I think Hyperion does have a special 2 active at this point, but also our special 3 doesn't trigger any power on the opponent, so we don't have to worry about like pushing Hyperion up to a special 3 and getting absolutely ruined here. And we're gonna go straight into Imperious Rex, so we wait like a second. I stalled and messed that one up a little bit, but we do a back-to-back special 2, man, and absolutely destroy him on the second special. So even with like 1 special 2 completely wasted there, we still had a really clean takedown of Hyperion. But yeah, that was just some bad distance and timing with the special 2. Next up, we have the Iceman matchup, and I think I was a little bit sloppy toward the start of this one, but what I like about this, again, is the awakened ability of Namor. As long as we're attacking into Iceman, we're not taking any cold snap damage, and Iceman's taking all of it. So it's a really, really nice time here. I did slip up, get hit toward the start, and also I wasn't as aggressive in this matchup as I would have liked to be. So a few little slip-ups and mistakes toward the beginning, but we're doing quite well so far. And also Namor's ability to regenerate, especially when he reaches the lower health regions, is really going to come in handy, especially toward the end of this quest, because every time you throw a special attack, you regenerate 6% of your missing health, and especially when you're in that Imperious Imperious Rex phase and throwing special attacks back to back, it really does add up to a fairly nice bit of regeneration. I will say Namor, I don't think regeneration-wise is quite as good as a Mega Red. I would still say he's the mutant king of regeneration, but Namor, especially with his awakened ability, has a great way to mitigate a really substantial amount of damage and also regenerate as well. So overall, man, this champion's sustainability is relatively up there in comparison to other characters in this game. Nice little double special too, absolutely demolishes that Iceman with a 70k finish there. So yeah, beautiful, mate, absolutely beautiful. Now, this next matchup is a little bit kamikaze, but it's also one of my favorites. So this is a double power gain Magik. And again, as long as we're hitting into Magik and making contact with her, any damage that we're taking, especially from Limbo, is going to be reversed onto her. So this is a bit of a weird matchup because, again, it's a really stacked 6-star version of Magik. So there's a lot of Limbo damage going out. So a lot of the time I'm just hitting into a block, because even if you're hitting into the block of the opponent while you're taking damage, you're still siphoning all that damage from you onto the opponent there. So it's a great way to mitigate like a really big Limbo. So you got to be very, very aggressive in these Magik matchups. But if you are, you can see we're just about staying afloat on this one. We took a lot of damage toward the beginning, like hitting into the block, just kind of reversing all that damage back at Magik and just trying to build up to a special 3 here. But also, the lower we get, the more regeneration we're going to get from every single time we fire off a special attack. So we're playing fairly aggressively going in here, trying to get all those blocked hits, just trying to, you know, keep the Limbo damage on Magik. We're fairly close to Imperious Rex here. I'm trying to get a bit of a wombo combo. So we fire off the special 3. We're at 27 stacks, so we're not quite there yet, but this is still going to give us the big Fury boost, even for some basic attacks and rounds of combo, and also kind of gets us topped up a little bit more. So our health goes from 12% all the way up to 18% there. At this health region, you're getting pretty much the full benefit from Namor's regeneration, and now I just need to wait to fire off a good special 2 right into a block there, and we get this last down. So yeah, managed to finish that fight at 23%, which I think for like a 6-star really stacked version of Magik on a double power gain note, that's really good, man, to finish off that fight only taking like over 30% of our health and damage. It's a really, really good time. So yeah, I love Namor's awakened ability, and if we didn't have Namor awakened, we would never have been able to get through that previous matchup or the Havok matchup earlier. So Namor's awakened ability, it just unlocks so many more avenues for the character and scenarios where you can play him, and he's a good champion to play and he's viable to play. So yeah, I just love his awakened ability, man. It's so, so good. But it really is one of those awakened abilities that not only do you ideally need it, but you also ideally need like the max signature level it can be. And getting that on a 5-star champion for most players, man, I can agree, it's like a massive slog, a massive grind. And the 6-star, you know, that's the main reason I took up the 5-star in comparison to the 6-star version, because hey, I might get the 6-star awakened, you know, some point in the next year or so, but I feel like it's still going to be like another 2-3 years before I can get like those 200 levels in the 6-star version of Namor. So yeah, I still love my 6-star Namor, and eventually we might take him up as well, because it'd be very cool to run double Namor, but I do need to get him awakened and Sig 200 before he's going to surpass the 5-star version of Namor. Then this Void matchup here, we did get a little bit battered toward the start of this matchup. We chain on a special 2 here and go straight into another special 2. This is unblockable Void below 25%, but with the burst phase, you know, we just completely ignore that and cut through him. So yeah, that was a great little matchup there. And also Namor, you know, while having Void's debuffs, can attack into Void to kind of mitigate that damage a little bit. So it's not quite as good as a Purify in that matchup, but hey, you know, it certainly helps. Another really, really strong matchup for Namor is the Electro matchup. So again, as long as you're attacking the opponent, all of the damage is being stored and immediately reflected on them. So every time Electro takes damage, usually you take damage, but instead he takes damage as well. So you can see, like, you know, Namor's numbers, but all the numbers in red. So yeah, it's just a great time. And also with the destructive feedback node, while he has kind of that yellow bubble, the yellow shield on him, all of the damage is being stored up. So yeah, we just need to avoid getting hit during that time, and it's pretty straightforward. But this Electro here is one of the most stacked versions of Electro in the entire game, man. And Electro can be just an absolute nightmare champion if you have no way to deal with the damage reflect. Namor is just the absolute perfect counter here, and as Namor's damage increases, the damage reflect goes even more, because the damage reflected off Electro is based off the damage dealt. So yeah, it really just ramps it up so you can fire even more damage back at him, and it's just a fantastic time. So yeah, just perfect matchup there. But also Namor works really well in kind of a very similar fashion for matchups like Mephisto, Korg. Like, there are so many great uses for this champion, and you know, we only have so much time today. So yeah, yeah, let me know in the comments section below if you want to see some more Namor Rank 5 gameplay. And if you did enjoy today's video, please do smash that like button. That'd be greatly appreciated. But aside from that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.